All right, here we go, man. We got Sandrika's Maze, uh, known as Foolio's mom, exclusively on Say Cheese. How you doing?
I'm fine. I'm good.
It's crazy.
Nice to meet you. I know this past month has been a roller coaster for you. I've been knowing Foolio for about 7, 8 years personally. Always promote him on my platform. Uh, uh, Great kid, great dude. He spoke on your name a lot too in interviews and things of that nature. It sucks that we have to meet or finally, get to know each other on these terms. But sorry about everything that has happened. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. I'm doing good. I'm doing better.
Yeah. What's your mental, your mental like right now?
Well, of course, I have my days. I have my on and off moments. I just try to keep busy. Keeping busy with his music and other things that got going on. With his career and labels and things of that sort. So I just try to keep myself busy. To not much think about certain stuff that'll ruin my day.
Yeah. I mean, I know things have changed drastically from phone calls to social media to you having to handle things like funerals and things, legal matters. Like what has changed the most, over the past month?
Well, as far as with phone calls, I will say that normally people say that when a funeral is over, you don't get any phone calls. That has not been the case with me. His friends keeping in touch, his fans from all over the world are keeping in touch. Family, just everybody, his distribution, people at Create Music. I talk to them directly all the time. So, far as I'm still keeping in contact and things with everybody. But far as with other things like handling legal matters, I've been in business since 2009, so that's something that I have always been able to do. Far as I'm handling business every single day, literally, on his behalf, with Charles, far as his business, his music career, my business, and things of that sort. So the only thing that has changed is that he is not here. The only thing has changed is I got to keep his stuff going. I got to keep it going. As he said in other interviews, his team knows what to do if something happened. We already talked about this. We discussed this. So that's the only thing that has changed. And of course, the arrest, I'm relieved about that. And I'll be more relieved and happy when they pick others up.
Yeah. Now you said that y'all prepared for
That's crazy.
the worst, basically.
Well, basically, it's not even the worst. That's what anything. And a lot of other people need to know. A lot of Black people need to know. It's everybody. A lot of people don't want to talk about death in case something happens. So me, I'm very responsible. Of course, I got policies on myself, my son, and my daughter. So a lot of people don't want to talk about that. So I already had stuff in place. Even if it was a car accident or a health illness or anything like that, I was prepared. I was prepared for it all. And so should others as well. So it's not like he keep getting shot at. I got to go ahead and get this. No, he has had insurance since birth.
Right.
So.
Yeah. So we're live in Jacksonville right now. Is that where you're born and raised?
Yeah,
too?
that life
Yes, I'm born and
insurance
raised in
is good.
Florida.
Okay. And what was that like growing up for you?
Well, I was raised on the north side of Jacksonville. I wouldn't say I had a hard life. I never struggled or anything like that. I was raised by my grandmother, and my great grandmother. My mom passed when I was about 5 years old. I'm the only child, but I never struggled. I went to all the schools. I was always popular. At schools in my community and things of that sort. So I never seen a struggle. It came a time when I got a little older, maybe 17, 18 years old. I was in high school, being raised by my grandmother and great grandmother. Of course, they old, so they don't know nothing about the latest clothing and stuff or whatever. So I started doing hair at a young age, and that's what a lot of people know me from doing hair. That's what I started off doing hair before I got into nursing. So I didn't have like a rough life where I had to like be on the street and had like a survival or whatever. But I will say that I always was strong. I always had to take care of myself or whatever, because like I say, my grandmother and great grandmother raised me or whatever. And I moved out at maybe 18 years old into my own place. So like it was good. I was a cheerleader. I was in sports and things in school. So it was good growing up young.
So you moved out at 18, and what was the next thing?
I moved
College or?
I moved out. When I moved out, I moved in Hilltop Village Apartments. Y'all have always heard him say about 1646 West 45th Street. I moved there. That was my first apartment. I moved there. Like I say, I did hair. I used to go to the clubs and things of that sort. I mean, I had fun. I was young. I had fun. I moved I stayed in the bottom. He done talked about the bottom and stuff like that. That's right by Hilltop Village Apartment. He probably talked about 50-20 a little. I stayed out there maybe a year. And then it came a point in my life I was like, I think I want to get in the healthcare field. And I started off as a CNA. I went from a CNA to CEO.
Oh, she a nurse.
Opening my own school, assisting individuals in the state of Florida with obtaining their CNA licenses, CPR, first aid. And then I became a registered nurse.
Okay.
And as of right now, I help individuals start home healthcare agencies, phlebotomy courses, and things of that sort.
Yeah, because we seen the picture of you floating
She
around,
helping
you
be
know,
a
with
boss.
your
My picture
A
is
lot of
floating around. And a lot of been seeing the comments. Oh, we didn't know that Charles' mom was a nurse or a doctor and something like that. Because what people do, they see an image. They see an image of Charles and they go to stereotype. So I seen somebody say, oh, she was a drug addict in rehab. And I never commented anything like that. So they say anything. So I seen they like, wow, his mom is a nurse. Yes, his mom is a nurse.
Yeah, a lot of people were shocked by that. I mean, they based off his music, they assumed that his mom was some hood rat or some,
they see him eating noodles. Charles loved noodles. Charles loved noodles and hamburger helper. Period. He loved noodles and hamburger helper. He would eat it every single day. That's what he loved. And when y'all see him on Instagram eating noodles, they're like, oh, wait, his family, they got him eating noodles. And I'm like, why you got these people thinking you eating noodles? If
that's
you
what he
don't stop
liked.
it, Mom, go. That's what you wanted, and hang up in my face. So Charles did not have to eat no noodles. He did not have to eat no hamburger helper. He had people that loved him, and anytime he called me, I was there. I was coming.
How old were you when you had Charles?
I was grown. Maybe in my early 20s, maybe 23 or something like that.
Okay.
Maybe my early.
What was that like raising him? Was it always, good, or did it become a struggle sometimes, or what?
We can't even put this guy on camera right now. But how it was, Charles was off the chain. St. Clair Evans Elementary School, he was there with Kojite, Jada, all the same people y'all see him around or whatever. He was with them at this school. And they called me every single day. It was so aggravating. And then I called God. They're like, hey, you need to go. You got to go up there. He's just getting on my nerves. Then he went to middle school, Eugene Butler. Same thing. He always did good in school, though. He always had good grades. Then he went to William M. Raines High School. They'll call me like, hey, Miss Sandra, can you come pick up Charles? I'm like, what he did? Oh, he ain't did nothing. We just don't want no riot next week. Because it's going to be spring break. We just don't want no riot or whatever. Got kicked out. Then he went to, he had my hands full. Yeah. He had my hands full.
Was his father in his life?
Yes, before his father passed, his father was in his life. Let me back it up. Because he used to always be around his dad, mother, and stuff like that. And he started rapping at 8 years old around there. So he started rapping with the $1 Billion Jits. We had a thing in Jacksonville called Come Together Day. So he performed at Come Together Day and things of that sort. He performed at a nursing home when I was a CNA back then. He made like a short film movie. I don't know if it floated on the internet for a while. But yeah, his dad was active in his life. Charles used to be in church every single Sunday. Every single Sunday. But I guess when they got out of church, they used to make their little music and things of that sort. So yeah, his dad was active in his life.
Yeah. And at what age was Charles when his dad passed?
He was maybe around about maybe 13 or 14 years old.
Yeah.
Was it due to street violence or?
Charles' dad, it wasn't like a street violence. He got in a fight with somebody. He was looking at TV, and then the guy, he's thinking everything cool or whatever, and the guy shot him in the back of the head.
Oh man.
So it wasn't like a rival, like anything like that, but that's what happened.
Yeah. Do you feel like that affected Charles in some way?
Yeah, I think that affected him when his grandmother died, which is Charles, Big Charles Baum. He started to rebel. I ended up putting him in different programs. And I'm going to say this because I be seeing the comments. They're like, oh, his mom failed him and his dad. Yes, his dad was in his life. I put him in Youth Crisis Center, Daniel Memorial Buildings, everything to help him. That boy I don't know who used to go pick him up. One day he was at Youth Crisis Center, and next thing I know, I go home. That's on the south side. I go home over on the west side. He's sitting on the curb. I'm like, well, who the hell picked him up from over there? And it's like, as a kid, like 13, 14, 15 years old, he still had these older people, like, doing stuff for him. Like, and I think it was because of his dad, because a lot of people had respect for his dad. But I did everything I could for Charles. He never disrespected me or anything like that, cursed me or anything like that. But I think when his grandmother died and his dad died, that did play a toll on him.
Yeah. So that's when you first noticed the change?
Yes.
What kind
I
of
really
changes?
first noticed the change like when he got shot, when he was getting off the school bus, and he don't catch school buses. I was in front of the school waiting on him and fell asleep in front of the school. It was an alternative school, and then I'm like, Charles, where you at? He on the school bus, and then he stopped answering the phone. I'm like, I don't care what we got going on. He's going to answer that phone for me. I don't care what it is. And I found that he got shot. But when he got in the hospital, this is when I found out at 14 that about the gun and all that stuff right there, because he was under a whole lot of anesthesia and pain medication and stuff. He was like, Mom, I need a gun. I'm like, what? And so that's when I really, really found out about this. That's when I started digging into social media on I think it was Facebook then. It wasn't no Instagram, but it was Facebook then. I started looking at all the stuff or whatever, trying to make myself aware and keep up with everything, and trying to make others that was around me aware what their kids was being involved with as well.
What age was he shot on the bus?
He was 14.
14 years old. And this is around the time where his dad passed, his grandma passed. You're noticing the change. Do you notice? Do you ever find like a gun in his room or anything of that nature, or is it just all social media at that time?
Yeah, at that point, it was social media. Like I said, he never had that stuff around me. I guess because he respected my career, and if he did, he hid it. He hid it. So he never had no guns around me, like smoking marijuana in front of me and all that type of stuff right there. No, I never saw none of that.
Okay, so the bus shooting, did that pop off the beef that everybody's seeing today, or was that just some
That
side?
was a whole nother beef.
Okay,
that was a whole nother beef right there. This stuff that's today, that's totally different, because you have to understand back then, all of them used to be like friends. All of them was cool. All of them was neutral. I'm friends with all of their parents. I were friends, because when this stuff started, some people went their own way or whatever. But around then, everybody was friends. Everybody, like, they hung around him. Some of the same people that is involved in this beef, they either rapped together. He did team parties, so they went to the team parties and supported him and all type of stuff. So that beef right there didn't have anything to do with what's going on today.
So I don't want to mention any rap names in this video as far as the people, his enemies, but so you're saying that y'all all know each other?
We know each other very well.
Okay, so
we know each other like, you stay right here and that one stay right there. We know each other where I was doing your hair. We know each other where we were hanging out together. We know each other where we know each other stayed at. We were friends. We were best friends. We knew each other, not just like, on social media. We have pictures together. They come up on my Facebook memories. We were friends. We were all friends.
And we're talking about people from other sides of town too, right?
Everybody.
Wow.
Everybody.
So when things
she's saying she was friends with everybody, Mom.
Do y'all reach out to one another, or do people just distance themselves?
I'm the reacher outer.
That's crazy.
I'm the reacher outer. I reached out, as everybody know, that I got shot 8 times going to work early in the morning. And I was in the hospital bed, and I started reaching out. Like, hey, I don't want this to happen to you. I have one individual that say, oh, I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk to her, da-da-da-da. I'm like, darn, we was cool. We supposed to be adults. Some adults not adulting. But then I have these other people on this side. I talk to the dads or whatever. Darn, that's what's going on. I'm sorry, Drake, da-da-da-da, whatever. And I have some parents that I was talking to, or whatever, that we were sharing, like, posts and stuff, that anything we found out, we were exchanging information or whatever, because we wanted each other to be safe. Because at the end of the day, you could tell these kids what to do and all that type of stuff right there, but they're going to do what they want to do. We can't control nobody who want their kid to do stuff like this. Nobody. So, I reached out. I'm always reaching out, but it came a point where I stopped reaching out because people get mad. Oh, she called me. Always got to call me and tell me about this. Okay, then, well, I'm just trying to fair warn you, warning comes before destruction, that this what's going on, this what your kid got going on. So I'm just gonna keep it to myself. But I feel bad as a parent and as a human being. So if I know something's going to go down, and if something happened, I would feel so bad that I could have said, hey, such and such. If I didn't say anything or whatever. So I just got to the point where, hey, I don't got nothing to do with it, and it is what it is. I tried to reach out, and that's it.
When did you know that it was real? I mean, we know getting shot on a school bus is crazy, but like, when did you know that, like, lives, people can end up dead, serious things can happen? What was the first time that you seen that it was really real?
Because it came a point and people was getting killed every day. Even from when he got shot at 14, his friend he went to Rains with, he got killed. These kids were getting killed like every other month as kids, every other month. And then just as like recently as 5 years, of course I knew it got real when they started getting killed or whatever. And then when I got shot in 2018. But I always knew that it was real because the violence was very horrible. It was bad. It was very bad.
Did you ever have sit downs with Foolio? The record When I See You and It was a song where he listed, let me see, a list of dead ops where he's just naming everybody who passed away. Are you begging him not to put these out? Are you telling him to delete these videos?
I used to talk to him or whatever. I'm not like, oh, Charles, why would you do that? Why did you do that? He was like, Mom, you see what they said about you? You see they talked about my friends. You see what they said? So it's only a certain amount of something I could do. Or whatever. When I used to tell him, hey, why did you do that? Oh, you ain't call their mom. You ain't hear the song they put out? So it's always a response or whatever. This person say this and he gonna say something, but to think about when he say something, it's gonna be more disrespectful, as we know.
Yeah.
It's gonna be, and then I think with this music and this stuff that it's just so one-sided. Everybody hear what he say, but nobody don't hear what the other side is saying. They saying stuff to, and I don't like none of it or whatever, but they say certain things. I done been listening to 10 songs. They done said my name about 10 songs. He has never said disrespect to their parents and said their parents' name. But these guys done put me in my name in so many songs, like they know me, and these particular people don't even know me at all. If I even seen on the Reddit app, they thought that Miss Sandricus was a baser. They thought that I was an addict. They just thought this stuff right here. They just painted this picture of me. And I let them paint it or whatever all these years or whatever because I knew it was far from the truth. I knew that most of their mothers, aunties, sisters, girlfriends came and sat in my classroom to obtain certifications. And even though the beef was going on, I never turned them down because I'm a businesswoman or whatever. And I know that they didn't have anything to do with it. But what these parents need to understand is don't be one-sided because your child was saying this or whatever, and he responding to this or whatever. Even though it's not right, but it's like a tit for tat thing that's going on. But yeah, I talked to him about it.
Yeah.
Why did you say? And then I'm gonna address this too. And they say, "Oh, he's so disrespectful. He jumping on people graveyards."
I was just about to ask you that. Go ahead.
This man ain't jumped on y'all people graveyard. Those grave sites were either out of town or around in a different area, whatever. He didn't.
So the When I See You video, that's not the 23 guys grave
It's
site?
crazy.
No.
So what about the group of kids that he took a picture with, and they're all?
He did that, and I told him about that as well. But when he jumping on those graves, that's not him. But when he did that, I called him. Cause you gotta understand, I don't like that. I was affected by this. And at that point, how old he was? 25, 24, 25 years old. I'm like, oh Lord. I'd be like, well, what's gonna happen next? Who finna get shot next? It's just not gonna stop. Well, you heard what such and such said. It doesn't matter. It come a time when you stop. And at this time before he got killed, people wasn't hearing from him. People was at, where's Foolio at? Where he at? He ain't doing this and he was like straight chilling until the thing with King with the fight thing about boxing, and then another rapper had mentioned him in the song. He was chilling. He like, well, I've been chilling. Y'all was like, coming for you. See how much I just be chilling, I tell him, people want a reaction out of you because if you do a reaction back to them, what's going to happen? The fans gonna go to their page, run their numbers up and things of that sort. So you got to think smart. So because up until his death, he was chilling. He was like chilling hard. Cause I was wondering, I'm like, well, wait, what you doing? You ain't doing nothing. You ain't doing your music. You going to the studio? What's up? So he was like, he was just chilling.
Did y'all talk every day?
If it's not every day, every other day.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be part 1. We're gonna drop part 2. And we learning a lot about Foolio. We finding out that he actually had a RA upbringing with him and his mom. His mom is a RN who teaches other people how to become nurses and run their own business as nurses, or actually have their own maybe agencies, which is super dope, which is super fire. We're finding out that Julio actually grew up with everybody, so all his sandbox friends he ended up beefing with, which we already kind of knew, but we getting more in depth that they all was in the same neighborhood, and his mom was actually doing their mom's hair. You get what I'm saying? We finding out that his dad got killed when he was a child, along with his grandparents dying, and that affected him a lot. That probably steered him in the wrong direction, accompanied by his mom getting shot 8 times, which is crazy also. So we're gonna stay up to date on this. We're gonna drop a part 2 on this. Drop a comment. Let me know what y'all think about his upbringing. What do y'all think? How do y'all think that shaped who Foolio was going to be in the future? His upbringing. Let me know how y'all feel about that. Drop a comment, like, subscribe. We on the road to 10K. If ain't nobody told you they love y'all today, I love y'all. Stay out the streets, y'all.